Hello and welcome to the Evidence-Based Chiropractor. I am your host, Dr. Jeff Langmaid. On today's episode, we are going to break down an exceptionally important question that's happening right now in the minds of many people in your community, and that is, how can a chiropractor help me during these times? Within the Smart Chiropractor, we recently released a PowerPoint. It has gotten a ridiculous amount of traction and been helping our docs get in front of the conversation, get appointments on the books if they're still open, or get telehealth appointments if they are not, or any combination between. So we're going to break down that PowerPoint step by step, make sure you understand the concepts, and then you can implement yourselves, or of course we'll invite you to become a member at thesmartchiropractor.com. And basically that's what we're going to do. I think it's a really important question that you need to be out in front of and answering. It is elegant in its simplicity, but super, super impactful. So I want to give full credit to my partner in the Smart Chiropractor, Jason Deitch. He really spearheaded this idea in terms of it just literally answering the question for the people in your community, because a lot of people don't know if they have confused, we've talked about this before on this podcast, if they've confused the profession of chiropractic with the art of giving a chiropractic adjustment, I think they're interchangeable. Well, when you take away the adjustment, they might say, I have no idea. And many people are asking that question, and they're not foolish for asking it if you've never delineated how you help outside of that adjustment. This is really, really important, whether you are a practice that maybe has an active rehab and a clinic gym hybrid. Maybe you focus strictly on adjusting. Maybe you have wellness care. Maybe you're a pain practice. This is very applicable. How can a chiropractor help me during these times? Really, regardless of your technique, regardless of what kind of chiropractic practice you are. In my opinion, there's a massive opportunity to help people right now. There's also a massive need. Over the last few weeks, we have seen basically the healthcare system as we know it come to a complete grinding halt. Hospitals, people had elective surgery. Hundreds of thousands of people literally had elective spine surgeries over the last month booked that have gotten canceled. Their pain did not probably go away. There is a huge market just there. Never mind, as we know from Harvard, 3 million people visiting the ER each and every year due to low back issues. Well, if we extrapolate that out, that's hundreds of thousands of people that probably wanted to go to the ER, were turned away from potentially the ER, that are looking for help, and in many cases unable to get to their traditional medical doctor. This is a huge opportunity. If their medical doctor's closed or on reduced hours, it's going to be an uphill battle. So you getting out in front of this, offering telehealth as we've broken down over the last few weeks, but literally answering this question of how can a chiropractor help me during these times, critically important. So let's go step by step. We kept this super simple within the Smart Chiropractor. We just had an open enrollment period as well, so I want to talk about that for just a moment. If you have thought about instituting telehealth in your practice, you got to come over and join the Smart Chiropractor. We will make it easy for you. We have automated emails. We have text templates, we have call scripts, we have social media graphics. I could go on and on. We literally have all the tools you need to start to get those appointments booked. And if you've started it already on your own, I would nearly guarantee you we can help you get more appointments onto your schedule through automated content marketing, which is our sweet spot. Part of that is we've been creating an entire suite of tools, including a PowerPoint. It's 9 slides long, and I just want to detail it for you. If you want to take what we talk about in this podcast and make your own, I'll encourage you to do so, because I think it's really, really important and impactful. And the way that I'd encourage you to do it is to do a Facebook Live and do a small screen share. And literally, the title of this is, How Can a Chiropractor Help Me During These Times? So we kick-started off by just introducing yourself. Hey, my name's Dr. Jeff Langmaid. You might be wondering how a chiropractor can help you during these times. And that's a very good question. So that's kind of slide 1 and slide 2. Slide 3, we have today, I want to talk to you about how can a chiropractor help you through these times. And then we start to dive into, hey, doctors and hospitals are asking everyone who does not require emergency care to stay away. And that's just fact, right? So just letting people know, hey, doctors and hospitals at large, the system has changed. Things have changed over the last few weeks. And if you don't require emergency care, that's probably not the best place for you to be. Now, the good news is 95+% of the time, if you have a low back issue, if you have a neck issue, a spinal disc issue, sciatica, 95% of the time plus, it's not an emergency issue. It might hurt a lot, but that does not mean it's an emergency issue. So our next slide talks about, hey, millions of people who suffer chronic pain and stress are feeling worse than usual. And this just goes to it. People are at home, their diets are off, their exercise routines are completely out of whack. Maybe they were going to physical therapy and now they're not going there. So again, all of these compounding factors, you could elaborate this on any way you want. I'm kind of jumping between talking to the public and talking to you as the listener here, but you can break this down in a variety of different ways. In my opinion, I think that the amount of spine and musculoskeletal issues that have been happening over the last few weeks are probably much more than they were 6 to 8 weeks ago, because we're just talking about stress. I mean, people's mental stress, their decrease in exercise, their increase in potentially not the best and greatest diets. This is a absolute recipe. And people working in weird ergonomics, as we've talked about with telehealth as well, they're working from home, poor pot, you name it. All of these things combine to, in my opinion, millions upon millions of people having low back, neck issues, and headaches. That's just the tip of the iceberg that you could be helping with. So our sixth slide breaks into how I normally help people is. And this is just where you tell your story. So you might say something like, hey, we discover the source and cause of your pain with our thorough examination and evaluation. Then we create a personalized treatment plan so you can find relief as quickly and effectively as possible. And many of our patients continue to receive ongoing exercise and nutritional plans to stay healthy and pain-free. Normally, we do that work all within our office, our four walls at 123 Main Street, your town here, right? But then the next slide says, currently, I'm offering telehealth services that include, and here's where you make it your own. So for me, I would say, that include at-home care programs to relieve your neck or back pain, benefit-driven, right? I'm talking benefits right there. Ergonomic assessments of your home workstation, and or movement assessments and exercise recommendations for optimal health. So those are the three ways that I would go, but depending upon what you want to offer, maybe it's more health coaching, maybe it's just strictly nutritional, maybe it's strictly movement assessments, maybe it's ergonomic assessments as I broke out, or at-home care plans I think are just so important. We have seen apps that are doing at-home exercise, legitimately apps that were making $1 million go to $100 million plus over these last few weeks. Those are non-chiropractic apps, by the way. But the appetite for that from the consumer perspective is exceptionally high. And many of them are doing stuff that's just bizarre and weird, and they need help, right? They need professional help. And you being able to guide an at-home exercise plan, especially if they're in pain and compromised, if they're not, starting from the point of, hey, I feel great, I just want to exercise proactively. But if they're starting from the point of, gosh, I got this aching pain, I'm just going to download this app and hope for the best. No way. We see how that ends up all of the time. So you getting out in front of it and letting people know, hey, if you're looking to start an at-home exercise, maybe you've even downloaded an app already. I would love to hop on with you for a visit where we can help guide that so you get the best results possible. You can lose that weight. You can feel better than you have in weeks, months, or years. And also, you're setting yourself up for when everything turns around to be able to really hit the ground running with your exercise routine, right? Benefit driven. Just offering telehealth is great, but that doesn't connect with people. You have to be able to drive home what's the benefit of the service you're providing. That's really where this PowerPoint comes into play. Absolutely huge. The next slide is if you'd like help with. So that gives you the opportunity just to bang, just go down the list, right? If you would like help with back pain, neck pain, headaches, sciatica, disc issues, or ergonomic assessments, and you could insert whatever piece you want, right? Whatever you want to help people with. If it's more nutritional, if it's more health and life coaching, if it's more mindset, you could put that here. But for me, I'm going to focus again on back pain, neck pain, headaches, sciatica, disc issues. And I want to talk about that for one moment. It's important to break those things out to be different. Many people, generically, if they have a disc issue, they might actually, this is bizarre, but they might not associate that with back pain. They might say, oh, back pain is different. I have sciatica. You've probably heard this in your practice and just been like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. But you have to detail these things out to make that impact with the people in your community. So don't hesitate to do so. And I would encourage you to be very, very clear. And then the last slide is simply that call to action. As we say in the Smart Chiropractor, teach and invite. So those first 8 slides, pretty easy. You could get through that in just a few minutes' time. Is basically the teaching component, right? Here's what we're offering. Here's how I normally help people. Here's how I'm helping people now. And then slide number 9 is the invite portion, or what we'd call in the marketing world, the call to action, right? Contact me to schedule a telehealth appointment at, call me or text me at 123456789, whatever your phone number is, or schedule an appointment directly at www.thesmartchiropractor.com. You'd insert your website there, right? So that gives you the opportunity to transition it to a call to action. And if you've laid out this PowerPoint in any way that we have, we've seen docs generating literally they're generating 1, 2, 3, 4 appointments easy just off doing a single Facebook Live of this presentation, because it is so impactful and it's so important. Sometimes we overlook these very, very straightforward, simple things, which is literally the question of how can a chiropractor help me during these times? And a PowerPoint like this enables you to do 2 things. It enables you to detail how you normally help people. It enables you to detail how you're helping people now and connect those lines in a very linear fashion. It also gives you the opportunity to focus on the benefits that your care provides. We talk about this in marketing all the time, but focusing on features does not work. My latest and greatest drop table, my technique, it is all like Charlie bop, 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 bop to the consumer and the patient. They don't know the difference between any of that. So you have to focus on what your end goal is. Is it performance-based? Is it pain reduction-based? Is it a combination of both? Focus on those benefits and really drive that home. And a PowerPoint like this can do wonders for your practice. So I hope this was very, very impactful. If you have any questions about it whatsoever, just hit me up, jeff@theevidencebasedchiropractor.com. And if you've been listening, keep giving that feedback. If you're listening to this on your iPhone, you can give feedback right there. We love to see, what your thoughts are. If you think it deserves 5 stars, hit that 5-star button. That helps more and more docs find our podcast. And certainly, if you want help marketing, getting out there, automating it, then check out thesmartchiropractor.com. We just went through an open enrollment. So if you head over there and you want to kind of sneak in at the last second, shoot me an email and I'm happy to give you the pricing that we had for our open enrollment just for these next few days. But you can check out everything at thesmartchiropractor.com. We've built it at this point, so it is literally marketing your practice with a click of a button. Anthony Hussein gave me one of the most inspiring quotes regarding our service that I've heard. He said, "It's content I can trust." We consistently keep you top of mind in front of your people so that you don't need to compete on ad spend, but you're able to generate reactivations and new patients in a consistent and predictable fashion in a way that you can be proud of, that's research-based, and that has all of the nice marketing attributes behind it. So hopefully you have a great week in practice, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Evidence-Based Chiropractor. If you want to grow your practice, come back for next week's episode. If you want to grow faster, visit theevidencebasedchiropractor.com and join our MD Marketing membership today.